Hey there, welcome to today's episode. We're going to do a brief overview of the track types on the MPC. We have our sequences, and for those sequences we have associated tracks. They are the musical elements for whatever we're working on. They come in different flavors, and we're just doing a brief overview in this episode. We will deep dive in further episodes. By default, when you load up a blank project, you get drum 001, which is a drum track. And if you want to change the name of that, you can long press. There are other options. I just want to give you some basic functions. If you go to the little 4 square by the 1, you can press that and change the type of track to something else. And if we press the pencil icon, I could go in here and I could delete the track just as an example, but there are of course other options. If you want to create a new track, you do that by pressing the new track button, and that gives us our track types. So let's talk about those. Audio tracks are what you imagine. It's for recording vocals, external instruments, anything that is an input source you want to record, just like you would inside of your DAW. When it comes to drum tracks, that's for loading up samples of any kind. Just because it's called a drum track doesn't mean it's just for drums. It's for any samples, long or short. It could be a one shot, a loop. It could be a full track. It allows you to load up really long samples in here, and then you can play around with those. You can populate 16 pads worth and then go further by using your banks to create more and more of those. They're pretty powerful types of tracks. If you take a sample and slice it up and convert it, it gets converted to a drum track, and that's where you're going to trigger all your sample slices and things like that. So they're a multi-use type of track. When it comes to the plugin, that is a plugin track, of course. And if we load one of those up just as an example, one, it allows me to show you that anything that is in your project in terms of your tracks, you can search with these track buttons. So I could move through. You get some sub mixes by default. I will talk about those in another episode. But we have two tracks. We have the plugin and we have our original drum track. When you load up a plugin, that's just like a VST for your DAW, only Akai provide them. So if you have some by default, you can download them from the Akai website. They're free. And then you can buy sort of expansions and other plugins that you can add to your library and install them on your device. But they work just like your DAW. You have the name of the plugin here, which is electric, and then a bunch of presets for that plugin. You can also open up the plugin and tweak the parameters of the instrument to suit yourself and create custom presets. It allows you to take that sound, play it chromatically across the pads, change the octaves with the banks, and use chords and scales mode. If we go back and take a look at a key group, that's very similar to me. The only difference here is that plugins are for Akai, so the stuff that Akai provide, and a key group is for user samples. So if you load up a key group type of track, it will allow you to load in a C note sample. It's kind of the best type to load in. And then it will spread that sample chromatically across the pads, just like a plugin, and allow you to change octaves, use notes and scales. So a plugin track is for built-in Akai plugins, and the key group is kind of the same thing, but for user samples. That's how I look at it. We then have our MIDI tracks and our CV tracks. I said at the beginning of the tutorial series, I'm not going into sequencing MIDI gear. It's just not something that I do. And both of these type of tracks, whether you're using CV gates, you're using MIDI, that's how you're going to be able to do that. There are other people on YouTube that can help you out with that, but that's how you would select a specific type of track for that job. And that really, essentially, is all there is to the track types.